What is this?
Is there any other news?
That's the wrong subtitle.
Who could?
I've got some.
I found the sheep. You were right.
Thank you. Take this as
Wait.
very good.
Wait.
What is?
Ask.
Did any?
No.
No. E-grill. What are we doing next? Surely I can learn the fourth circle by now, even though we're not technically in chapter 4 yet. Be silly if I could not. It really does annoy me, the fact that we can't learn, like, there's some excuse why we cannot learn the 5th or 6th circle of magic as we are preparing to fight an enemy the likes of which the world has never seen. On behalf of all these idiots who won't give me the powers I need to do so. Who's supposed to... Oh yeah, Karis teaches Circle 4. Apparently was not finished the last time I talked to him.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
Oh, you...
It can't go on like this forever.
Haven't I heard about this before?
Hey. I want to learn the 4th circle of magic.
Good. You have come a
I want
the time.
Sure.
As if I don't have enough problems.
Huh. Why does he still sell that? Can I give it back to him for another... Huh.
How
The enemy.
teach?
Golem's kind of worthless. We want lightning. Who does... I think... Marduk.
You don't have to ask me that.
Marmaduke.
That's totally obvious.
We want classic lightning. Not ball lightning. Ball lightning sucks balls.
Exactly what I said.
What does that take? Nope. Rock crystal glacier quartz. I should have both of them. Two blank runes. Excellent. And now I just need the spell scroll. Have one?
Let's wait and see what.
Let's wait and see.
Some problems solve themselves.
Do not.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Better watch out who you tell that to.
I
Give me the big zap.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
Nothing's going to change about that.
Alrighty. See how this lightning compares to the Raven. Should be most good. That's 1060, that's 2120. Seems pretty beast.
I could have told you that before.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Nobody ever asks me.
I have no idea who I sold the crossbow to. I guess I'm never gonna find that again. Let us see. If I can get lucky, find another King's Sorrel. You know what? I might, just to have all the mana, I might do... Oh yeah.
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look.
Then where...
I didn't talk to you.
Hey, wait up. I, have a message for you from Lamar.
He's a bad fighter. So yes, Lamar starts sending thugs after us if we don't make good on our debt. But they all suck. Take that. I feel like he sends a third guy, but I have no idea who it would be. If we walk back in there, he's just gonna try and fight us.
You're overdue, you bastard. Give me my cash. And since I had to remind you about it, it gets more expensive. That will cost you 30% instead of the usual 20.
I'm not giving you anything.
Oh, yes, you will.
He's not one of the crap fighters, so...
Give him what for. Give him what for.
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Whack him.
Whack him!
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Whack him.
Yeah. Let him have it. Yeah. Let him have it.
Howie.
Yeah. Let him have it.
Let him have it.
Let him have
Let him have it.
it. Let him have it. Let him have it.
Can you say anything else, you dorks?
Whack him.
I think there was something different.
Whack him.
Surprised none of this counts as robbery. About looting people while you're indoors always got people shouting at you. Maybe because I'm a mage. You were able to play but one game for the rest of your life, what would that be? See, that's a tough question. I don't think there's anything diverse enough that I would never get sick of it. You know, as much as I love this game, I would not be able to only play it. I would need some other things
There you
to keep me occupied.
I've got a few skins for you.
wolves. Oh, huh? Good.
Show.
I guess... I don't know. Actually, just off the top of my head, I might pick Morrowind. Only because... as long as we include mods, there's a shit ton to do in a game like that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
I've heard a thing or two.
Hey, you.
I can't take care of everything.
Thank you.
Do not be so... I hope...
I knew that would be a problem.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
You know what? Since I'm not gonna do any of Thieves Guild shit, I'm not gonna learn picking pockets. Suppose I could, but I don't think it'll be worth it.
It was just like you said.
Getting the decks up for that would be silly. Hello, Vanna again. Haven't gotten much further.
Obvious.
So instead of running around trying to find the key for this, we're just gonna cheat it. There's old Joe.
Hey, thanks, man. I mean, thank you, really. And there I was, thinking I'd never get out of here.
What are you doing?
I got locked in. The door was open, and all I wanted to do. This is,
I understand.
I think I need a drink now.
Everybody knows by now.
Oh, too bad you can't actually leave.
Got my own.
Give me that.
I'll never get this open without the
Aha!
right key.
You're still trapped. I fooled you. So we did confirm that he was indeed
I don't believe it.
in Classic. I never found him before, actually, because I couldn't figure out how to get all the keys to the towers. So... yeah, he'll magic his way out. what are we gonna do? I guess it's time to kill dragoons. Son of a bitch! Why is this happening? I legitimately don't fucking get it. This has not happened any time we played this before. Yes, system pack is installed. I wouldn't be able to play it without it, I don't think.
What?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
But that's terrible.
Alright, let's go on to the valley.
I've heard of it.
Not gonna need those there.
Seen it with my own eyes.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
I don't remember what, like, the system pack
Nothing there.
really did versus classic. I know this game is a lot crashier in classic, but I just didn't even think you could play it on, like, Windows 7 without it. Yeah, I didn't know the full extent of Marvin mode back when I played this the first time. Like, I knew you could edit abilities and stuff, but I never found all, like, the hotkeys that did fancy stuff. Guess we'll go kill us some, orcs. Can probably do it with this lightning. I love how we never, like, report that the paladins at the pass have died. That maybe Lord Hagen should, send some backup. Oh yeah, look at that. Beast. US Gothic. Yeah, none of those links will work. The only one we had was World of Gothic, as far as I know. And obviously that's a much more global one. But I wasn't even part of that kind of community back when I was playing these. Hello.
Nothing there.
Oh God almighty. Come up blasting. Thing their pathfinding is garbage. Oh, cha 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 cha. Almost can't target the shaman. Yeah, that's quite effective. Hello. One you can't quite spam like the fireballs. It's not quite as fast. Alright, time to run. Missing. That's the thing, I didn't really know these kind of communities existed in the golden age of Gothic and the internet.
Nothing there.
I never looked for them.
Nothing to be had there.
I was also very antisocial. Never spent time on forums of any kind.
Nothing to plunder.
Oh, bollocks. dodge. Oh boy. Yeah, I know there are. All the mods come from Poland. Damn it all. Hit the bitch! Yeah, they mentioned that Gothic 3, strangely, was a huge influence on The Witcher 3, which probably explains why it's such a boring open world.
Nothing there.
Fuck! I don't know why it just goes over his head. Fortunately, I did not get to loot too many of them because they all disappeared. I had to make a runner. I've noticed a trend. It seems like the crashing has something to do... like, always happens when I'm strafing. No idea why that would have anything to do with it, but... like, making me paranoid, because I'm always strafing. Yes, I played it once. Was all I needed. No, it's not called that for a reason. That name got struck out. It is only Arcania. Subtitle, this game sucks. Really needed to be daytime. I don't know why I didn't rest. Bam bam. I actually think the valley looks much better compared to New World with the classic texture pack, just because the colors are so much more muted.
What are you?
I just can't go on.
If you say
Just a little.
It's been weeks, dude. Place isn't getting any safer. It's not horrible. It's just, it's so fucking boring. It barely qualifies as an RPG. It is legitimately one of the most boring games I've ever played.
You didn't get that from me.
This old Gurn.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I see.
I can't believe that.
What?
I don't know why Gorn would follow
see you look
Silvio
up.
of all people.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Seems unbecoming of him and his loyalties
Hey.
to Lee.
You have anything to...
I assume.
No, when I have...
Have some gin and juice.
I agree with you completely.
I've heard a thing or two.
No idea. You tell
That's
me.
not what I heard.
What do you?
I don't... And you didn't get that from
You-
What's in it?
I've.
I'd fight.
No idea.
Agree.
You
I'll...
tell me.
That's really not my
Oh.
problem.
Naturally, we've seen a red... I swear by... much.
I'm.
I could teach you, since we're
His
friends.
position, wasn't it?
You listen to the wrong people.
All right.
Nobody ever asked
Let's-
for What do you know? Even with just...
Tell me that isn't true.
You hardly know
Learning
what
those is not really worth it.
Be a problem.
Hey. What are you?
that
That
is true.
isn't true.
Never
I
mind.
don't believe this is gonna change.
What do you?
Golden eye.
Oh, Jesus, that scared the shit out of me.
When I'm finished enough to...
Well then.
I don't...
That lightning was so fucking bright. I've never seen that so bright before.
You just have to.
Jesus. Has that always been like that? I don't think we've seen a storm in Classic.
It was his.
Jesus. Oh my god, that's painful.
Hey, you!
What?
What?
Where do you come from?
We come.
I see.
See. Here. I wouldn't.
Hey, he gave me a swig. What on earth am I drinking? Oh, that was a beer. I didn't know he gave us a beer if we
heard about
were chill.
dragon.
Sir,
Usually I fight him.
Telling you anything.
what do you know about the dragon?
You know.
That is so loud.
What?
What's going on?
What the whole cast trying to sneak through? Nobody.
Oh,
It can't go on like that. Like, I'm gonna. You magicians are.
I think if you're a fellow dragon hunter, he'll tell you what happened. Which basically he makes the excuse that
what?
he didn't mean to kill somebody.
What could?
Just have to listen.
What?
This noise is killing me too.
Insisted he knew better.
I don't remember there being so many audio glitches either.
Better.
I'm not telling you anything new.
God, that's painful.
Change that.
I have to get that to stop. Driving me nuts. Woo! Yeah, it must have been.
You hardly
Jesus Christ, it is so loud.
How much?
Get away with that.
Useless information, though.
agree with you.
Right now, this asshole.
Hey, you. Guys,
What are you trying to tell me?
I mean that that's...
Can you?
I can get... We can't go home. Everything you hear. Or do I... When still... You think something I start home?
I think you.
What? And now for the fun part.
Yeah, the fun part.
Ever change.
Why I didn't top up before we started.
Just you wait, you son.
Take that. Flash.
Telling you anything.
Look at the fucking world's coming to an end or something.
We'll see about that. All right.
Oh, now he's useless. Take that. Yeah, it's chain lightning. Especially because it's just the same sound effect at the same volume. Sounds like it's the same distance every time. But why am I walking? We got teleports. Flash, 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 flash. Taking a nap as soon as we get there. Waiting out the storm. Driving me insane. In the membrane.
You didn't get that from me.
Itself.
Christ. It was like legit stressing me out and giving me a headache.
Hey,
Yeah, maybe.
how so?
How about
Show.
Give me thems and that. Need more lockpicks? I don't think I do. I got 40, that's plenty. Not doing blood chalices, fuck that. Don't need that. It depends on how far away it is. If it was right next to you, obviously the sound and the flash would be effectively simultaneous. But yeah, those lightning strikes were quite distant.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He didn't get that from me.
Well, considering how frequently it was happening, I think maybe the next flash was happening by the time the sound from the last one showed up. I sold 10 Grand's ring. God damn it. I can't complete that either. Can we get the paladins to kill this dude again?
Oh my boy, don't you ever you're a
Nope, they won't help. Who's helping? Who's helping now? Oh, fucking Carlos coming after me. The dudes were so helpful last time. All I had to do was give the dude a smack and they would all come up and stab him.
Show.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Hey, you train people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they'll
I'm
get
in enough trouble as it is.
no, I tell you.
He just called the mage an idiot.
But I don't want to. My
That's
It'll turn
blasphemous.
Is it really true?
What I love about this whole quest is that like his purse just shows up over here.
Listen to the wrong people.
Like if somebody stole it, they wouldn't have just dropped it there.
That was obvious.
I think I.
what?
I never knew that.
I knew. Just wait.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He goes for Jan, but often he goes after Rethon instead.
You're in for it now.
It was just
And Jan always gets stuck in the ground.
Don't take any crap.
Tell me you didn't.
Makes it super hilarious.
Holy shit!
Holy
And now
shit.
for the
That's been known a long time.
plug in.
Yeah, they're actually like very even.
I can't help it.
Holy shit! That is
Oh dang.
That was obvious. all
For
along.
Innos.
Or Innos.
Wait a minute.
I knew that would be a problem.
Oh come on.
I agree with you.
What the fuck? Thank you.
Relax.
Yes.
Hey, whatever. He got what he want.
We'll see about that the next time.
I think
That's all
Deal.
just gossip.
I on with.
I'm just sitting there chewing on his lip.
I shall. That would. I probably.
He listened to the
Hey,
On the
you.
wrong side, genius.
I don't believe this is going to change.
It was. You look. Then
I thought it crashed again. I almost lost my shit.
It was just like you said.
Of their. What? No.
He would have never thought of that himself.
Hey, you.
Go on like this forever.
What the heck? Why is this happening?
I'm a idiot.
I'm not touching that.
Not the. I mean, any. My, if I.
That was
No.
obvious all along.
What have you said?
But he
Here
knew
it each.
that all along.
You should. What do you say? That's.
Do you really believe that?
Maybe.
Don't
What-
say
I don't
you
really-
didn't know that.
So this barbarian axe is not nearly as good as it was in Night of the Raven, strangely.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I don't know what the best weapon is in these games.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Favorite Prana Bytes games? I will rank them best to worst. Gothic 2, Gothic 1, Risen,
I can't believe it.
Elex, Risen 3,
He would have never thought of that himself.
Risen 2, Gothic 3.
I'm
And those last two are always kind of in flux.
He would have never thought of that himself.
Because Risen 2 was the most boring, Gothic 3 was the biggest technical disaster.
I'm not telling you
What-
anything new.
I don't believe this is
I-
going to change.
You're. What do you? And they serve the enemy now, and are.
Alright, I
nothing
forgot
but
we can
so-
tell him about
By
this.
all the gods.
That was obvious.
That doesn't amaze
Why-
me.
I will. Yes.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I
Watch your.
It's been known a long time.
Elex is good.
I don't believe this is going to
Not great, but it's good.
Nobody ever asked me.
I just hope they get the right idea and actually improve it for
Hey,
Elex 2. A meme opinion? Not sure what you mean. They're coming after the meat boxes. I'm hitting them.
Nothing there.
Right, it improves it, but it's still real fussy. I still get the guru crashes and shit.
Are you pretty?
And it's still just not a terrific game. I'm just mouthing off.
Are you alright?
And are you? What?
Off he goes.
That's the first I've heard of it. Why won't they listen to me?
You have to feel sorry for the.
I'm back.
I can.
Lord, hey,
I don't mind.
some.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Can
I have.
there?
What is he?
No one.
That. I.
Yeah.
If. All
Same old thing. All
I just make it
over
worse because
again.
you actually have to try when sorting through the garbage quests. Like what? What quests could you like
Hey.
exploit? I mean, come on, Vanna. Not even a joke.
At the moment. At the we.
And what?
That it hot you.
That is a joke.
I still.
We don't. Well.
Oh, these are really that helpful. So I guess, well, these.
I'll take.
I hope. Hot it is.
Oh, yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Especially the arena fights. They should not attack me while I'm doing this, because I am a man of Inos. Keep forgetting that that one is the simplest combo. Never mind, this one's even simpler. We don't have columns or beams coming through the floor in this one. Stop breaking picks. Damn it. Knock, knock. Yeah, well, unfortunately, nothing about it is very good. Other than maybe the world design itself and exploration's kind of fun. I like some of the spells in principle. Is that the only way we can learn that in Vanilla Gothic 2? I'd have no problem with it being different if it was just
I'll never get
good.
this open without the right key.
Did I not get the right key? I got a key. Oh, that must have just opened that first one. Oh yeah, I mean, when Gothic 3 was announced, I was like, you know, shit a brick. I was like so excited. Even when it came out, I played the hell out of it. And thought it was amazing, pretty much up until the point where I got my progress blocked because Piranha Bytes did not have the foresight to realize when you do a what you call it, a liberation, and there's an essential quest NPC who runs away with the rest of them, then you can no longer complete the game. Because one of the characters in Morasul ran away with one of the temple keys, and I could not open the temple anymore. Get the last artifact. And yeah, I was stupidly excited for Gothic Arcania as well. It wasn't until Arcania turned out to be complete crap that I finally gave Risen a shot and realized, no, actually Piranha Bytes was what made Gothic awesome. And Joe Wood was full of shit.
I wouldn't be so sure.
I've got money if this is gonna change.
I know fireballs don't do much against skeletons. I don't know if lightning is better. I'd like to know who cursed this chest to make the skeleton happen. That'll do. Was this Gomez's kind of like dying effort? Was like, that bastard killed me, but if he ever comes back here to open this chest, got a nasty surprise waiting for him.
I don't know why he gets so worked up. I wouldn't have done change that.
All quiet, but maybe you there. But
Really? Of course I did.
I already thought as much as it is. That was obvious.
That'll only cause more trouble. He can't do anything about it.
He really didn't.
Right, but that was also true in Gothic 1 and 2 as well, Vana. And in Risen. They had the developer console there because they knew people who played it liked to use it. Yeah, I mean, Gothic 3 was not, by design, was not going to be anything like Gothic 1 and 2. It was going to try and compete with games like Oblivion too much. But they did say just budget and time constraints, they were not... And the fact that they're a small studio trying to do a AAA title competing with somebody like Bethesda probably had like 200 developers at the time. And Piranha Bytes has never had more than like 16 people. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. Anyway, let us make the time night.
There you are.
Here I
so
am.
what is it?
Have a sausage. Load this dude up with sausages.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sausage and cheese.
Here's my
Breakfast of champions. And it's funny that they really went for that because they couldn't even do some of the basic shit that Oblivion had done, which was things like horses, mounts. And they were very clear from the start that they wouldn't do that. And Joe Wood made some terrible excuses for it, which is basically that they tried to do mounts, but had problems with like collision and shit. I just reset the view distance, didn't I? We got F2 without Marvin mode on does that. Oh, okay. That fixed it.
It's good that you. What? Not his. We could say in.
Funny thing is, I've actually had a strange sort of curiosity to play Oblivion again. I don't know why. If you could just focus on the orcs in your face, please. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, but that's the thing. They acted like they were struck out of the design because the world design couldn't really make them work. And that is absolutely not the case. They were struck out because, well, they probably never even got past the planning phase. It's just funny the way that Joe Wood tried to act like, yeah, it was something we were working on, decided it didn't fit.
Nothing
like, no.
we had there.
You never even had time to give it a shot. I didn't one-shot him, it took 4 shots. I wonder if I should even bother with Biff time around. I want to see if I can basically solo the dragon. Get the feeling they don't do near as much damage they do in Neither Raven. Although I believe that they have more hit points in this version. They just don't have the regen. So if necessary, you can run away. Get blasted. One got for to be returned. Well, where did they ever say that? Because I never even saw anything suggesting that they started planning for Gothic 4. Seemed to me that they got so pissed off with Joe Wood in the post-release of Gothic 3 that they walked away almost immediately. Yeah, we'll see it.
Nothing there.
I always forget how I used to manage to get over the wall without cheats. I feel like something with the FPS, like unlocking, makes the ledge grabbing more difficult, and so it doesn't really work. I know that in the Corinna side, if you swim out too far, you get killed by the sea monster. Don't know if that happens in this one. Oh god. Okay, man, you made it behind the Great Orc Wall. As you see, the story of the Orcish hordes behind this wall is a complete fake. There is nothing more to find here. This place is abandoned. It is the end of the world. But me, a mighty alien dwarf, which not depends to this game story, and which name is not of public interest here, wanted to warn you. You've been tricked to believe a story which is not true. They want to get you. I didn't realize the English was so flawed here. I haven't used catapult glitch. What's the catapult glitch? I never saw that interview, Vana. I'd like to see it. Actually, it looks like we can't even swim up that far because the water just ends. One of these, I believe, is the Cave of Death for this zone. We should find Diego's corpse somewhere around. And Melty's, I believe. It actually makes me wonder. Something I never looked into, but I do have a Discord, actually. Pause the game on a specific frame of walking animation to accumulate speed. That sounds interesting. Like the walking animation or this jogging animation? You below 60. Okay, well then I can do it. I don't know what all these floaty things are. Oh god. I don't have a Discord channel, I just have an account. Whoa! Okay. I'm up here now. Not sure what this avails me. Anyway, so this is what's left of the swamp camp. I don't know, I don't feel like anyone would even really show up, because I don't have a large community. Oh god, I'm falling. Large community. Oh god, I'm still falling. Hero, take it easy. Please. Oh dear. Alright. Let's get out of here. A lot of times that freaking waterfall. Which one? One at the swamp? Oh, did Bill got finally go away? I don't think I ever died there. Fascinating, the glitches that people discover. I imagine that's a very good speedrun strat if you can pull it off in the right places. Anyway, let's get Biff. What is this? Let's give Biff a decent weapon before we hire him.
You're in for...
Owie! Give me that. And you can have... I guess these are all the same. Give him that just so he's more useful against golems when we run into those. Actually, yeah, I think that does make a difference.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Wait a minute.
Say, you pack a pretty punch.
How?
Well, I'll pay.
Alright then.
Alright then. Back to the castle. There's some sound glitch that keeps happening. Anytime you hear that weird, like, repetitive clicking in the background, it screws with all the other sounds. I don't know why it be that way. I have no idea how useful Biff actually is in this version. I am using Biff in 2019. I've used him in every playthrough.
But no.
Not a very good one, though. He goes down too quickly. We actually have to keep him alive and just have him do the DPS, basically. What on earth do you think you're doing? I didn't think it was out yet. What do you mean slow? He's as fast as I am. Everybody is. Right, but it's unfinished, isn't it? What's even the point of playing it? Zap. I mean, if he was smart enough to do that, that would probably work. No, he tries to fight him instead. Guess let's kill Flashpack. If we can. God damn it. Keep your focus. Oh yeah, that's real smart. Oh, Christ. Fuck. Drink, you fool. Stop with the old Uber smacks. Get out of my life. God damn it, of course I hit him. Oh, Christ. That was painful. Not by Piranha Bytes, so we don't consider them legitimate. Alright, Biff. I guess you were somewhat helpful.
Nothing there.
That's the kind of thing that makes me think that's not really, like, a legitimate build and something that somebody kind of faked. Is the fact that the expansion had features that didn't even make it into Gothic 2. Makes it seem like that's something somebody else made up. But I don't know. I don't know. No, they did not make Forsaken Gods. Forsaken Gods was made by a very obscure company called Trine Games or something. Based out of India, I believe. Some kind of budget, like, low-rate developer that Joe Wood hired just for that. Guess we'll see how well we do against Dragoons. Oh, it is absolutely not legit, and it's also so goddamn awful. Hello, Draxus. We will get to Risen at some point. I'm not sure we're going to start that right after this.
Sure.
Have yourself a sip.
Sure.
He's definitely got fewer hit points because he heals up in fewer potions than usual. Okay, that is not outstandingly effective, but it'll work.
All right. So much for you, filthy beast.
Look at this Dorcas. Oh god, help, help, help. What the hell are you waiting for? Who would call the number they found a virus pop up? There you go. Probably exactly how they did it. Oh god. Oh god. Ow! Actually doesn't hurt too much. Biff, you see this thing? You wanna... It just... Oh my god, I forgot they're so glitched. Of course I hit Biff. Of course I keep hitting Biff.
Do you show?
See, that's what keeps... That's like the biggest thing.
Nothing there.
People keep saying that about the Gothic sequel. Why I find it hard
Nothing
to
to be
believe
had
that
there.
it is like legitimately from Piranha Bytes, because they did not have the ability to like divide their talents into working on two projects. They did not, did not, and have never had the manpower to do that. You know, they couldn't have 7 people working on each game. Ah, keep saying that. I'm just saying how I feel, unless somebody says otherwise, because Piranha Bytes themselves, as far as I can tell, have never actually commented on it. I get the feeling, Caprice, that that's going to be another one of those, like, fake history kind of games. As far as I know, Piranha Bytes has about 20 people. Somewhere around there. God damn it, Biff. Get in the way. Now, where do you have this information? Is that what I would really like to see? I don't know if... How... What? How... Hey, what I'm saying is, the way they have to structure their development team... What were their names? I'm curious.
Do you? Sure.
Look at this happen, bitch. Oh, you dumb fuck.
Really?
Why is he doing that so far ahead? And so far back? He's just gonna get himself in a shit ton of trouble here. Where you going, you dorkamungus? All those people talk to you personally? Or you're saying they've made comments online somewhere?
Filthy beast.
They hire a lot of temporary talent these days. They like to outsource.
Nothing to be had there.
Some things. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they were hiring for recently. Guess we'll see how we do. Wait for Biff to move in a little bit more. Unless he doesn't. There he is.
I simply cannot believe
You're going. I have
you.
None of this dialogue ever changes.
How the oh, but the
That's quite effective. Owie. Easy peasy.
All right. So much for you, filthy beast.
Amazing how much of a difference that stupid health regen does. I wish I had seen that stream. Kai Rosencrantz hasn't streamed in, like, years now. It was hard to follow his streams since he would do half of them in English and half in German. It was just always alternating. I could never really commit to watching one. Oh, really? That's neat. I didn't know that. Well, if you have some legitimate statements from real people, then for now I'll take your word on it. Again, it's not like I was saying that the sequel was not in development, or that the expansion was not in development. It seems weird to me that they would actually...
Don't tell me you didn't know.
I don't know, maybe they were just trying to... They had like half of their manpower on each project just to see which one was shaping up better. And then they would just cancel the other one or something like that.
It's a bad business.
He didn't get that from me. I wouldn't have done that.
I always felt like Mike Hoga was kind of like a strange, like flaky dude who never really liked to talk much about previous projects, other than to say they were awful. For some reason, he doesn't like anything he does. And especially a canceled project, I feel like he would be even less likely to talk about. Real strange dude.
Is it really true?
That would be a problem.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Do you really believe that?
Oh yeah. Gotta restore the eye, which I always forget to do. Seems like such a completely superfluous step. Like, legitimately, the only reason the eye loses its power is to make sure you don't get the defense bonus during the dragon fights.
was obvious all along.
That actually does kind of make sense when you say that. Because I always found it curious that Night of the Raven seemed more linear than standard Gothic 2 did. And I always felt like Bjorn had more of a one-track kind of mentality when it came to project development. Seeing as he was kind of one of the lead minds. He was like the project manager of Risen 2 and 3, and those were some of their most linear games. I'm not sure if they will have... Hopefully they'll have more resources, more money, more time. I don't think they'll do much to increase their manpower, because they've always insisted that they do better as a small studio. And I would dispute that using their own games as evidence, because their games have not performed very well. Yeah, they make great small games. I mean, Elex was decent as an open world game. I think they finally understood how to do it. It's just they have to fine-tune their execution. Yeah, because like Risen was a really good game. But then... Well, I consider Risen 2 and 3 to be fairly small games as well. Biff! Biff! Biff. Somehow his AI is way less responsive than this.
I'm starting. Okay.
Does do more damage, it seems. I don't know why I started doing the dragon fights out of order. Normally I always go for Swamp Dragon, Fire Dragon, Stone Dragon, Ice Dragon. But now I've just been doing it in whichever way seems quickest. Started working on Gothic 3, did not have the engine. Yeah, I haven't heard many statements about it, but I remember Chronobytes, like, ahead of Elex, did a interview slash preview in a certain magazine that kind of had a short blurb on each from Bjorn on each of their previous games, and he mentioned Gothic 3 only having, I think, like 3 months to work on dialogues. Which is why all the dialogues, especially from the hero, were just, I see. Questions. See, if I actually made an effort to be a speedrunner, I'd probably get mad and stop streaming. Why is this one backwards? Also, if I was a speedrunner, I definitely wouldn't be taking Biff. Forsaken Gods just had some of the most confused writing I've ever seen. Gothic 3 itself barely had any writing at all. Like bare bones dialogue to get the plot moving and quests to happen. I would definitely agree with you on that. It's a shame that Mike has not been able to actually make his new project yet, since it seemed like it was the first one he was passionate about since Gothic 1. Dude cannot look at any of his work history without sneering at it. He has no pride in his own legacy. Alright, well, I just think that's a case of an author being, like, way too prideful. Hating the idea that a medium he doesn't believe in more successful than his stories. I think if there's anybody on Earth who wants to make Gothic 5 the least, it would be Mike Hoga. Just seems so sick of the franchise as a whole. Oh, how times have changed. This swagalicious mofo.
How brave. What? I'm here. I'm a fire. That's yeah. It's been. What? A bunch of fire lizards, orcs. I'd advise you against trying. Can you? Sure.
Somehow this guy knows how to gut dragons, even though they haven't been seen in thousands of years.
I'm very low, as if I
what if you
if I can't what let me.
Yeah, Mike left before Risen 2 was even released, I think. Wonder what he's actually been doing for, like, money in the meantime.
Let's just like.
I've been wondering about, Guy Rosencrantz, too, because he's only had a couple indie titles that he's composed for. But way back when he announced his... way back when he announced his album that he was doing, dude, actually left his post as president of that software company he was working for. Obviously, that was a large amount of money he just walked away from. I feel like it was quite a foolish decision. I can't hit anything. Well, here's the thing. I was a Kickstarter backer of Kai's album, and I'm very disappointed that he has had nothing to say about it in years. Oh man, don't be prejudiced. I don't know why the games never did too well here, because they actually had previews in like Game Informer and stuff like that. I just think the bad reception that Gothic 3 had, when that was supposed to be its real breakout success in the US, people just kind of stopped paying attention. And I also blame Angry Joe quite a bit for the way he reviewed Risen and made it look so bad. Because anytime somebody tries to find, okay, here's an English-speaking review for these games, that I've never heard of before. And here's Angry Joe calling it absolute trash. So now they think this developer is garbage.
This shit.
No, it's not very popular in the US. I'm not sure why.
It was child. No problem. I should hope.
It's just his attitude. I mean, I think it would be different if he just gave like a straight up objective review, but obviously his whole thing is Angry Joe. Those reviews have to be angry.
Nothing there.
And unfortunately, some people take that persona real seriously, and eventually, like I've followed people who used to kind of have that mentality. That kind of like personality in their videos, where they, like, anytime they criticize something, they'd be like super like angry about it, just like shouting and cussing things out. They're still trying to act like, what the fuck, dude, really? Oh my fucking god! Biff, you dumbass. Oh, hello. Sneaking in here. That's supposed to be an emote, because I don't think it worked. I just noticed that got auto-modded. How do you stay motivated to play Gothic 2 over and over again? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I just love playing it. And for once, I'm actually starting to do things a little bit differently. Oh, Perturbed Pablo. Okay, I get you now. No alliteration in Angry Joe's name, though. There it comes. Go get it.
Really dangerous.
God, you fucking dumb fuck. Even with the right in his face, he won't go after him. Yeah, we have been finding new things every time I play it. But I also feel like I'm finally got the personality where I actually do things... Oh god. A little bit differently every time I play it. So I'm not just going through the same motions over and over again. Yeah, he's just sneaking in here, like I said. Take that. Oh! Get on my face. Of course you should. You're like Gothic royalty around here. You should be somebody who, like a herald who comes in and announces your presence. Stop getting auto-modded.
Nothing to plunder.
I don't think she's that much of a fangirl to go that far every time you show up. She demands payments for her services anyway. Oh god, I have made a mistake. Hello. Can't see. Ow. There we go. Ivana, you keep using nasty language, that's why. If it was popular, it probably would not have bankrupted the developer and the publisher. It was known, because I saw the copies in stores. But the PlayStation version, the PS3 version never even came out. It didn't come out until PS4 after Nordic bailed out Joe Wood. I don't even remember how long it took the Xbox One version, Xbox 360 version come out. Who that grunting? I don't know if it really was. But I've never seen anybody else who played it in the US. The only person I know who has played it is a friend of mine who I gave my extra Steam key to. Again, he only got it because it was free. But bounce, I'm trying to shoot you with stuff. I mean, I think it was, but again, that's not a strong comparison. Funny thing is, I actually remember, back when Total Biscuit was, first of all, still alive, and doing his thing where he would, like, look at Steam sales and make his suggestions on what was worth buying. He actually recommended Risen 3 once. I was like, I didn't even know that dude played it. And it sucks that he never did, like, a WTF is for it. Might have redeemed them a little bit after Angry Joe shat all over it. There's a lot of people who thought Arcania was still a Piranha Bytes game. I remember there was somebody who said, oh yeah, I played Risen 2, and then I saw Arcania, so I went back and tried it. Where did you come from? Help, 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 help. I don't know where the hell those guys came from. Thought I cleared everything out down here. Take that. Oh, he did? I didn't know he played that either. It's weird to me that he, I mean, I know, like, by the time Elex was out, he wasn't really doing many videos anymore. He was just too sick from chemo. But yeah, like, he recommended Risen 3, but never did, or even seemed to intend to do a WTF is for it. You know, I actually do remember seeing that tweet. I swear I killed all y'alls. I also, like, TB, even though he never talked about it much, really did seem to like Piranha Bytes as a developer. I remember when he was talking about, like, some good old game sales, or GOG. He recommended the well, I think it was one it was some kind of bundle that GOG did, and Gothic 2, 1 and 2 were lumped in it. Like, yeah, absolutely, get it for that game alone. Big supporter of smaller devs, except ones that made Gary's Incident or Guys of the Wolf. Absolutely not a supporter of theirs. This was possibly a mistake. Ow, ow, ow. Barely even got scratched. The big streamers, yes. Or they just play the trendy games, multiplayer games. But I feel like a lot of the mid-tier streamers, the ones who are like successful enough to do it full-time but aren't raking in millions, those are the guys who tend to just play whatever they want, and people show up because they like the dude or the chick, as opposed to the games. Like the guy I try to watch the most, Bitterbits, he just plays whatever the fuck he wants. And people always show up. Yeah. Like I said, we're at 185 mana in Chapter 4. I think I'd have like 90 by now. In Night of the Raven. I don't mind people who do sponsored stuff as long as it's not just like a regular thing. Never actually taken a long look at the lizard men. There's some like weird armor things going on. Bracers, shoulder pads. Some weird bandaged feet. We're going on to the second one now. I do enjoy Night of the Raven. I do think it makes some things so much more frustrating. But at the same time, I understand people complaining that Gothic 2 Vanilla was way too easy. And it's responsible for NotR getting a Twitch thumbnail to begin with. Really? Didn't know streamers had anything to do with that. I don't know how Twitch works. Well, Valentine, are you looking at Gothic 2 Classic or Gothic 2 in general? Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if I was the only one doing Classic right now. Let's see how well we do. The inventory on that.
Yet another presumptuous might.
Yes, yes. Presumptuous might.
We let out this all.
The mighty might.
Our his team in the enough.
Take this. Pardon? Don't you be walking at me. Scooty little bitch. Up, you stay back. Weird. In Night of the Raven, they don't seem to walk as much. Yeah, you can barely even touch me. Yeah, sleep sucks. I hate it. Man, these are so easy. Now, Zardus's voice actor does many of the characters in this. I always forget his name. But these are the only voice or acting credits whatsoever this actor ever had. Gothic 1 and 2. Demon is too easy or too expensive? I'd say he's completely unnecessary, because I can take this dragon down, all dragons, apparently, very easily. Demon is very useful, neither Raven, when I cannot do that. That's interesting how that works with the thumbnails. Right, yeah, neither Raven, they don't seem to walk towards you the way he was just doing there. He really wanted to come up and do the big blast. Don Del Chapo, yeah. Or I pronounce it Del Chapo, that might not be how you pronounce it, but... Yeah, it sucks. We actually found the obituary for that guy when I was looking him up once. He passed away several years ago. Y'all just keep coming up with new dirty words I have to approve. You know what? You're right about that. Dragons in melee are shit. That blast, the way it knocks you back, like guaranteed. If there was a way to reliably avoid the knockback from the fire breath. It's already been 3 hours.
Come with me.
Because I don't think any game prior to this had really done dragons as a boss enemy, not an action RPG like this. Oh, I got your sword, didn't I? I probably sold it. Did I never pick it up?
I've heard a thing or two.
Will it ever change?
Whoa, hey, whoa, don't involve me in this.
It's obvious.
Your fantasies.
It's a bad business.
I don't know if I ever picked up Firo's sword. Alright, but I think they fit a little better in this thematically than people act like. I'm 27, almost 28. The health regen was outrageous. It made fighting them as any class almost impossible, just because. Well, actually, I think we found out archers had the easiest time of it, because you never had there was no reason you had to stop hitting it. Like you could just keep firing arrows at it ad nauseum. Whereas if you're a mage, you'd have to stop and drink potions, and then by the time you're full mana again, he was probably back at full health. And if you're doing melee, he would just keep flying away and regenerating health the whole time. Damn, you old sucker. I feel like everyone has to use summons. Can you just leave me the fuck alone when I'm in the middle of something? God, can't even save the game without this dude busting into the menu to tell me to pay him. 70. Tap. You silly dorks. Always killed Rod and Cypher. Why? Why would you do such thing? Why did I sleep until nighttime? Such a dumb idea. Now it is dark. Hello! Not see him coming.
Alright. So much for you, filthy beast.
You were 30 during the First World War. It'll make you like 130 now, wouldn't it? Yeah, stealth mission in Gothic. That's just what this game needs. Actually, it's kind of miffed me that they never had a better stealth system, and they tried in Gothic 3. Don't disappear on the ground, please. They tried in Gothic 3 with abilities like murder and knockdown and shit. But that was not very effective. Yeah, there are two abilities you could do if you snuck up on people. One of them you could stab them in the back and it would kill them instantly. There's another one you hit them with a club and it would knock them down. Good, 2 taps with this. And even dragon snappers are no threat. Yeah, well, there was no way to approach the ancestor graves without fire rain or something like that. Or just play without patches so you can go in and just spam left click all day. I don't think we're going to be able to save these guys, especially because I went the wrong way to do it. It's also dark as fuck and I can't see the orcs. Matter of fact, let's go the other way and see if we can pull it off. I feel like you have to against Zardos, especially with like the patch, community patches and stuff. They make him with like the highest health and resistance of anybody in the game. Meteor was fun. I think it had the most like on hit damage. It had less of an area of effect than fire rain shit. Valentine, I don't think the sneak thing works against skeletons. Honestly, the worst things in Gothic 3 in any version were always the undead priests. It did so much fucking damage. And you could not range attack them because they would just heal up. So you had to wait until they were about to heal and then just try and spam them with fireballs or something. I'd actually say the Orc Shamans were not as bad. They were equivalent to the Undead Priests. I feel like they did less damage, had less health, so they were a little bit easier to deal with. Oh yeah, that group sleep spell was the best for just like robbing places. I actually remember Larry's quest for like the golden plates being one of the most annoying ones to do. Because even if you went in at night when the orcs were asleep, there are always dudes walking through the shaman house that would spot you if you're stealing shit. I remember which one it was. I remember one of the temples being so fucking ridiculous because it had like 4 of the undead priests in it. Like outrageous. Gonna back off. We're gonna cheese this a little bit. Back off, let Fadgeth get his hit points back. See if we can pull this off. Kind of like my Gothic 3 exploits, where you just reload the game when you want people to get their hit points back. Oh, everyone's dying. God damn it, Biff keeps getting in the way. Alright, well, we kept Tenground alive. And again, we know that there's no real reason to keep these people alive. They don't say anything. Just nice to do it if we can. Black Secret, the reason is I'm an idiot and accidentally slept till evening instead of till morning.
We're surrounded by... I don't know how...
I would just, like, transition to daytime, but then Biff would disappear. Gothic 3's weapons, considering you could start the game with a weapon that did like 100 damage, and it never really got much higher than that, was ridiculous. But also, like, trying to get the best two-handed weapon was absurd. Like, the best two-handed weapon, I think, was the Orc Halberd, whatever it was called. And you could never get one that wasn't worn. You know, again, he wasn't supposed to survive, so his dialogue doesn't really change.
You
Who be?
I never played Fall of Sitarith, because Arcania was such shit. Well, it was supposed to be almost like a direct sequel. Did you just like import your character, or did it just give you a default character? I can't remember where I read it, but I think the orcs in Gothic 3 were how they really intended the orcs to look, because they wanted them to be more of a culture than just a mindless, like, monstrous enemy. So they made them a bit more human-like, I guess, but kind of screwed it on the culture front, because you never really see much in that regard. You notice there were never any female orcs. Wonder what that's all about. Interesting. Is the game more difficult to, like, account for that? Frickin' snippy snaps. I'm not blasting. At least they're munching on the corpses, so they're distracted. Yep. Two-hour hallway. Sounds terrific. Sounds absolutely worth $15. Firestorm... No, I think fire... I don't know. I don't know which circle, like, standard Firestorm was. It was a standalone DLC, right? Or expansion.
Alright. I should...
You didn't need, Also dying. You didn't need,
Do you... Sure.
to own the full game to play it, right?
Do you need it? Sure. Do you? Sure.
No, apparently it's a thing that actually happened. They shove Thoris in a box and lock him in. That's how the great enemy of... Where the hell do you come from? Great enemy of... Whoever. Whatever those islands were called. I completely forget what, like, the name of the world was in Arcania. So, the ones in Gothic 3 were supposed to be different because they were the invaders, whereas most of the ones you meet here were supposed to be, yeah, tribal orcs, like you said. They were native to this island, had little human exposure, but then the invaders were supposed to be different, and still they still spoke in broken English in Gothic 2. Or broken whatever language you're localized in. Yeah, that too. Well, they weren't all the gods turned out to be women? Like Innos and Beliar were two faces of the same goddess? Some shit like that. Well, beef has gone nuts. The Seekers are just using Fire Arrow, because they're idiots and don't actually know how to mage properly. Yeah, like in Arcania, you get to the monastery in the mountains, and they tell you how Innos and Beliar were just two faces of some goddess that they were actually worshipping. Some, like, ridiculous bullshit like that. And somehow those stupid, like, succubi were related to it. I don't know. It's stupid, and I hate it, and I did not remember it. Oh yeah, they are using Fireball now. Now that you mention it. It just seems so weird to me, because, like, it seemed at first like the story was going to try and be as canonical as possible. Then it just legitimately was not. Well, I think basically all of the conflict in the history of Gothic can basically be boiled down to a bipolar god fighting with itself. Goddess. That would mean all the fighting between Innos and Beliar is just two heads arguing with each other and sending armies to fight each other to prove something. How are you able to blast me? I can't even see you. Yeah, you right. Hello! Fucking Roof Seeker. Oh, I didn't even see that. I don't even know what they said about Adnos. Everyone says that they proved Adnos was a woman. I don't even remember them really talking about him. Well, probably too late because I already looted him. Just got the dank cloak. Oh, well, now he has a spell. Fireball. Oh, I got the fear spell now. Could be fun. Oh, okay. I see now. So that's why I didn't know about that, I guess. I probably would have forgotten it even if I had played it. I like how they piss everyone off with their shitty retconning in Arcania, and then just decide to double down on it on all of Sitarith. No, there was no climbing, grabbing ledges and shit in Arcania. To be fair, there wasn't in Gothic 3 either, but yeah, Arcania had that weird, almost on-rails kind of thing. Where, like, a lot of the paths almost had, like, invisible walls or barriers around it.
Nothing.
So you couldn't really go off the beaten path if it didn't want you to. How am I stuck on this? That's the hilarious thing about Arcania. Like, it was weird how... Like, I understand giving you a shortcut at the end of a cave just to give you a quick way back out. But it's weird how it made it seem... It all feels so, like, formulaic. Like, less enjoyable. I don't understand why. Like, Joe Wood was so upset over how buggy Gothic 3 was that, you know, they decided, hey, make less of a game, and then there won't be as much of a risk of it being a buggy mess. 'Cause you'll actually be able to play test it, because you can finish the game in about 6 hours. I pushed in a tree for 2 minutes and died after that. I remember, I think in one of the first areas you get to, I like climbed to the top of a mountain and like walked off a ledge by accident. The character slid all the way down the mountain at like a walking pace. Like a completely non-lethal fall, but because the sliding animation counted as falling, the whole way down, it was basically calculating how much damage I would take from free falling. And I died as soon as I reached the bottom. It was like a 2-minute slide from the top of the mountain down. I just watched the whole time thinking, oh, maybe I just found a shortcut to get off this stupid mountain. And no, I died as soon as I touched the ground. Yeah, well, like I said, if you just don't make content, then there's not as much content to be buggy. I don't think I recharged this again, did I? Nope. I'm a doofus. Found a way to mod those invisible walls out. Well, I can't imagine there's much to see beyond them. Need some king sorrels. Yeah, that's what it felt like, and it's not like, I know Spellbound wasn't like a well-known or like didn't have a huge pedigree, but they weren't just a brand new developer. They weren't like that Trine Games did Forsaken Gods. I forget what they actually worked on though. Desperados, Robin Hood, Airline Tycoon, Desperados 2, Helldorado. I guess that's about it. Nothing like outstanding. But none of those were RPGs either.
I found.
Really?
He's dead.
He must have damn.
Damn fool. Well, they might have survived in that case.
Show.
Knowing them, they wouldn't have even... Ooh, gotta make sure I don't sell Feros' sword up there, so I won't. Oops, I just sold the Sacred Hammer. Oh well, guess I'm not using that.
Will it ever change?
What about Lester?
I found you. Thanks. In return.
I don't need that crap. Oh yeah, I've got Jan. Get to work on things.
I hardly know what
I
to
don't
believe anymore.
I never knew that.
I can't believe it.
That's all just gossip.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That's really not my fault.
Oh yeah, I get you. Memes. Memes.
I used to say that myself.
Gotta get going soon. I'm getting hungry. I wanted to kill all the dragons before we stop, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Nobody ever asks for my opinion.
Well, the reason for that is because they knew they would have to give the trademark for Gothic back to Piranabytes after that 10-year period expired. And so they made Gothic 4 the subtitle. That way they could somewhat seamlessly remove it afterwards and continue Arcania as its own franchise. At the same time, they wanted to try and sell it on its merits as a Gothic sequel. No, I was following it during that period, so I knew that much. I noticed that the Gothic 4 subtitle disappeared while they said they were trying to develop Arcania 2. Anyway, I am quite hungry. So I'm gonna get going so I can make food and go to bed. Go to bed, I mean eat it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll finish up the dragons next time. I thought we'd finish it today, but it took too long on the other side of the fence. Got those are there. Let's avoid. So next Saturday, if I can make it happen on Saturday finally, we'll pick this up again. Otherwise, yes, I recovered the eye power. No, I'm not eating my bed. Otherwise, Friday night, we'll do The Witcher 3 again, since I missed it this past weekend. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out. Vana, thanks for all the interesting information on Gothic-related stuff that I did not know. Maybe I'll start a Discord server if anyone actually feels like doing it. And everybody else, thanks for hanging out. And we will see you next weekend. Till then, so long.